Welcome back to the show, folks. It's Thursday Tier Talk here with you every week as part of the upper tier. Joining me as always, my partner on Thursday Tier Talk, the Dazzler. How are you, my friend?
Peace and love, brother. Peace and love.
Well, anyway, if you could head out, so hit the subscribe and bell notification button, of course. Drop a like on the video and share the content. We'd really, really appreciate it. And I suppose we could have predicted that our good friend Corvo would have been in the chat fairly early tonight. There's no doubt about it. So he's been waiting with bated breath all afternoon to come on and talk to us.
Yeah,
Corvo,
good.
how are you, my friend? My team was sensational last night. Forget about your team being sensational. Your fan base was sensational last night. Your fan base was probably more sensational in our eyes than your team was. It was incredible, the fan base and the
I,
effort they put in.
Jesus, I keep something getting caught here. There's a frog in my throat. I shared it on me socials earlier on. Corvo, if you want to give me a follow around, yeah, you'll get me. Darren McCummsky, the big dazzler. And you'll see I had it up earlier on. I just don't remember ever seeing something as good as St. James's Park last night. And you know, that's not obviously as a Man United fan. That's just as a football fan. The atmosphere that was created in that stadium last night put the absolute fear of God into that PSG team. When the Champions League anthem comes on and the camera pans across all the lads standing in the lineup, they're looking around going, holy shit, right? And as good as Newcastle were last night, and as good as Eddie, excuse me, as good as Eddie Howe's tactics were last night, the crowd set the tone last night. And the players fed off that. And that's very, very important. That's something that, and I was talking to Andrew about this today, that's something that we've struggled at Old Trafford to do. Is set the tone for the players on the pitch with what's gone off the pitch. There's a lot of trepidation going into games at the minute for United, and the fans are very uneasy about things, and the players are feeding off that. Where St. James's Park last night, that team just looked out there and knew every single person here is backing us, is in our corner, and it must have meant them feel 10 feet tall. It was unbelievable. Really was.
Yeah, it was absolutely sensational to say the least. And you know what it was as well? You know the way sometimes you see it in some stadiums and you feel like it doesn't have really substance to it. It feels a bit manufactured, like it was kind of put together. Last night felt very real as well, very sincere. That joy of being back in Europe again. It's been so
Yeah.
long. And we speak about it how many times have we spoke about it on it, the fan base up there and how loyal they are to the team, even through all the Ashley shit and stuff like that and all. And now they have owners in there who don't look like they're gonna go absolutely ballistic in any way or something like that,
No.
but just have a proper structured plan of what they want to do. Back in Eddie Howe, bringing in the right kind of player, playing really well coached, and a fan base in unison with them. And the work that he put in, I think Darren, you said to me it took 3 days to put all those flags together for that match
But to
last
put
night.
the whole setting together, with with everything was I heard it was 3 days, but there was a few things that I was really really delighted for last night, and I'll just touch on them very quickly. Obviously, the fans 20 years waiting for that night, right? That's special. Then you've got someone like Jamal Lascelles, who was obviously Newcastle captain,
Yeah,
would have signed for Newcastle. Obviously, went down to the Championship with them, came back up and stuff like that. He's been a good servant for Newcastle, and with the injuries and stuff that was happening, and he getting a place in the team, it meant as club captain he got the armband. I thought that was cool, but to top it off, when you're looking at that little goals column on the left hand side, and you're a Newcastle fan, and you see Dan Burn and Sean Longstaff, that must have warmed the cockles of your heart. Just unbelievable. Dan Burn has been a sensational signing. And I 100% can tell you, when it was made, people probably looked and went, "Oh, that's a strange one," right?
yeah.
Dan Burn has been unbelievable. Really, really unbelievable. When he's played left back, when he's played centre back, their heart, his fight, his spirit. He's a local lad. It means everything to him. But he looks like a guy who it means everything to. And they're the guys you want on your team. And Sean Longstaff as well. You know, got a bit of stick a couple of years ago. Obviously, we were sniffing around, looking at him. And we thought at one stage we were getting him out of Newcastle. And he stayed. Obviously signed the deal. Things turned the corner at Newcastle. And just gone from strength to strength. Like with the players that they have in there, Sean Longstaff shouldn't really get a look in. You know, which are Tonali's, which are Bruno Guimaraes, which are Joe Linton's, guys like this, you know. But he's got to be one of the first names on the team sheet every week because this kid blades black and white. Super. Yeah, I love that Corvo. I absolutely love that, pal.
Do you know, Darren, what struck me last night? Do you know how he gets in? If you just look at that celebration and what that meant to him, that's how he gets in. And when you look at Eddie Howe as a coach, yeah, he has players sometimes in there that you would look at and say they're kind of average or a weird kind of signing or whatever it is. But he looks for guys like that to cement those guys in and stuff like that. And when you look at Eddie Howe when he's picking a team, he picks a team kind of on 50, 60, 70% quality and 40, 50, 60% or whatever it is, heart. And he needs that heart in there, that bit of local.
100%.
He used to do it at Bournemouth. He's done it everywhere he went as a coach and stuff like that. And it's those guys that are especially important when it's not going right for you. Yeah. Shar was the best 2 million. What about this? Shar was the best 2 million ever spent in football. Isn't it mad? Isn't it just mad when you think about it? Like, you know, and it's just
the little give and go for the goal, and then he just pops up on the other side. The thing. And by the way, something else I'm going to tell you is the boy Donnarumma was almost man of the match to keep it a 4-1. He was making save after save. Like 4-1 didn't flatter Newcastle at all.
Should look at Kylian Mbappe walking off at the end, puffing out his cheeks, had no answer, flapping his jersey around, had absolutely no answer to them last night. And we spoke about it this morning when we were chatting. And what did I say to you this morning? I'd love to see them go on and win it. It'd be class, absolutely class. Obviously different for you because your team is obviously in it, but my team ain't in it, so it doesn't really affect me.
If you've no horse in the race, why wouldn't you back Newcastle?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I said to you, I said no one's going to want to go there after last night. No one's
absolutely not. But here's the thing: I don't think there's any doubt in this, but that needs to be every game. That needs to be against AC Milan. It needs to be against Dortmund. It needs to be in a knockout ties. You need to put the fear of God in teams. Nobody's going to want to go there. And Newcastle are tight as a duck's arse most places, right? So if they can keep clean sheets, they'll go a long way in this over 2 legs. A long way. Probably further than most people think they'll go. Especially after the draw.
Yeah, I suppose apart from City, depending on how the draw goes and stuff like that, I mean, you're looking at it at the moment, you're thinking Newcastle probably have the ability and the way it's going to go second furthest, maybe past behind maybe Man City, who probably will go. We're expecting Man City to go quarters, semis, maybe even to a final again.
If City don't go to the semis, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, so you would expect
bare minimum I expect from City is the semis, and I got to be honest, even if they lost the semis, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
So, but Newcastle to be the second, I think they've got a bit more about them than Arsenal, and they've got fucking way more about them than we have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, anyway, I always say to Corvo is, listen, enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey. It's 100%. Great, and when those nights happen, those nights are huge, and those nights normally springboard you into even better things. So enjoy. We
got to see if Corvo can get me and you a ticket for that knockout leg in St. James's Park. We could do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could do that. Yeah. Corvo, see if you can get us 2 tickets, pal.
Yeah, we've also got to go over and visit a certain bar as well, haven't we? Do a podcast, maybe live. Do a live Thursday Tier Talk from a certain bar that's being built as well.
There's lots we could do, but if Corvo can find his way to getting those 2 tickets, we'll pay for them. Obviously, Corvo, we're not looking for anything on the free. just somewhere we can get 2 tickets for that knockout leg. Whoever it's against. If it's against fucking young boys, I don't care.
Yeah.
Myself and the shopkeeper will be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get my contacts on it. Yeah, absolutely. Because I'll tell you, you won't believe this, Corvo, either. Before you joined us on the channel and stuff like that,
That's right.
myself and Darren were actually planning a trip for a deadline
A deadline day.
when
That's
Saudi had taken when the Saudi consortium had taken us over. We were planning a deadline day. We were going to
We got scuppered because of the weather.
Yeah, we were going to bring deadline day live outside St. James's Park, actually. Because we were expecting it. Daz is in as well. Big up, Daz. How are you? What's the crack? Niall at Dazzler. Yes.
Good to see you, Daz. Thanks, pal.
Right. Let's get into. It's nice to start a show like that, isn't it? Good vibes, good energy, all that kind of good stuff.
I know what's coming now.
No, what's coming now is the Premier League preview. So, like, I'm not going to hit you that hard. You will have stuff to answer and stuff like that, and it is going to come thick and fast. But listen, I know you can handle it. You got that big shoulders, and you're going to be very independent in your approach and stuff like that. I know you didn't appreciate my shorts today. I'll tell you, actually, just before we move off on Newcastle, I was listening to TalkSport today with Simon Jordan.
That was another mistake you made today, but anyway.
I know, but I do you know what? I like to look at all perspectives of this sport. It gives me great pride then to know that we operate at a different level.
I got to tell you, I'm a huge Simon Jordan fan.
Did you hear his comments today on Newcastle?
I didn't hear anything, but
he
I am a massive Simon Jordan fan.
He was of the opinion today that Eddie Howe might not be around to enjoy the success. I thought that was
on what basis?
Believe it. I didn't. Once I heard that, that's when I powered off, because I thought after the night they had last night and the celebration and the performance and everything else, I thought that was a really poor choice of discussion to go there if you're looking for views or clicks or anything like that. You know what I mean? I just thought it was.
Yeah, it is a strange one, I suppose, but
yeah.
I gotta say, I am a fan of the boy Simon Jordan. I am, and I don't think there's lots of people who can say that about him.
Yeah, that's true. Graham's in. How are you, Graham? Good to see you, my friend. It reminded me of the night
there
of
we
Liverpool,
are.
Man City.
Me doubles partner.
There you go.
Big shout out to Graham. Graham just had his knee done there a couple of weeks ago, and he's now in his rehab, and he's looking to get back. We're getting the band back together next year for the club championships, me and Grahamo, and we're going to take our title back. Watch this space. 2 big men on a tennis court we are. Watch this space.
Am I going to have to stand in the rain and bring tennis back to the upper tier for next season? Am I?
When we and Graham get to the club championship finals, you're going to have to come out and commentate on it and watch it now. Because what happens is we rock up somewhere and everybody looks at these 2 big lads and they go, these 2 big lads won't be great. And then they see us playing, they go, holy shit, these 2 big lads are pretty fucking handy.
Is this the cool running effects? Is it the Jamaican bobsleigh team? Is it?
I'm telling you. Yeah, we wear all the same. We wear matching t-shirts now when we play. And as 2 big blokes, we move pretty well around the court.
Before you tell me now, I know you definitely don't wear matching footwear. That's a fair show.
It's not. We do.
You do wear matching footwear as well?
We have. We sometimes buy the same shoe in 2 different colours, but it's the same actual shoe. He might get it in, a green, and I might get it in a purple, but they're the same shoe.
Are you the same size?
We're not the same size. I'm slightly bigger in a shoe. I'm slightly bigger everywhere.
You could have swapped over, one of each.
One of each. No. We haven't been able to do that, but he's a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah. Carvo, you're right. Simon Jordan smoking the devil's lettuce. Yeah, absolutely.
Possibly.
It was just no need. Or blue. Graham says, or blue. No.
Or blue. Yeah.
No. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we might have to bring in a little bit of. Let's say I've been trying to introduce a little bit of golf and stuff like that, and all just to flavor it up a bit and stuff.
You know what they call us, do you?
Go on.
You remember the Mighty Ducks?
Mm.
Me and Graham are the Bash Brothers.
The Bashams.
The Bash Brothers. Remember the 2 lads that used to just cause rails in the middle of it?
Yeah.
The 2, Fulton and Portman. That's what he called me and Graham. Here's the Bash Brothers. Steady.
I take a lot of calls go your way, do they? No one's going to want to pick an L with the. You should come out with the
Depends.
Legion of Doom shoulder pads on you and everything, you know. With
You'd
the
only be
music.
short sometimes with some of the calls going around. I'm telling you.
Right,
Oh,
let's
Teddy.
spin down through this because we've a bit to get through tonight, dare I say, and we've also got to empty the bookie section with our tips. And our resident referee has sent in a bet this evening, so we'll have that as well. It'll be
He
interesting.
can
I'll
take
get your
my place
thoughts on it.
tonight.
Oh, well, I've a few and he has one, so that's not too bad. Luton versus Spurs. Won't dwell on it too long. I'm sure we're thinking Spurs here,
Well,
aren't we?
we are thinking Spurs. Listen, Luton had a great result last week, and I don't think many of us gave them a hope at Everton. Everton, obviously, off the back of a couple of good wins and beating Villa and stuff like that in the League Cup and getting the win in the league. But Luton did very well at Goodison Park last week. I don't see them having enough in the tank for Spurs, if I'm honest. I think it'll be short-lived. I think they'll pick their points up like that in pockets. Maybe, win here, draw there. Still think they're going to be pretty low with points. I don't see them getting past 20, if I'm honest, unfortunately. And I think this should be a good day at the office for Spurs. Can Spurs take the lead in the title race if they win Saturday?
They go top on Saturday if they win. Yeah.
Wow!
For about
If you're Harry
24
Kane, you're sitting in Munich and you're looking at the table, and Spurs have just gone top of the table under Big Ange, playing a nice brand of football. Do you just think, what did I miss out on there? Or do you not? Not at all?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Darren, he's playing for Bayern Munich. He's playing for Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Come on, stop.
Of course he is.
Let's. I love the romance, but let's not get clouded here. He's playing for Bayern Munich. He's literally guaranteed a Bundesliga and probably a cup and a great one in the Champions League.
I don't know right now. At the minute, they're struggling in that league. They're a number of points behind that Leipzig team who ran City pretty close last night until the last 10 minutes.
That's like a pro wrestling work. It's only to get people interested. Stop.
I don't know. That Leipzig team is a good team. The boy Openda is a very good. There's some unbelievable players in that Bayern Munich team, but there's a couple who aren't great. The boy Musiala's in the upper echelons of football. He's up there with our Jude Bellingham's at this stage. That's the kind of class that kid is starting to mix in. Your Pedri and your Gavi, but they're not all like that at Bayern anymore. There's a couple of rogues here and there that you could probably sweep up and do a bit of dusting with.
Graham with a question, lads. Was Big Nev the best?
Big Nev was good. I don't know if he was the best, but he was good. Graham was a goalkeeper, you see, as well. He's playing goal. He used to be a hurling goalkeeper. But Big Nev, well, I'll tell you a funny story. Do you want to know a funny story? When I was younger, they inflicted a visit to Anfield on me. We were going with a football team. I might have told you this before.
Yeah.
And I think it's about 16 of us on the team, and 2 of us supported United, and about 14 of us supported Liverpool. And we ended up obviously having to go see Liverpool. It was Liverpool QPR. I think it was about 94. Kevin Gallen got a goal for QPR. And I think maybe John Barnes or something like that got the goal for Liverpool. It was a 1-1 draw. But when we went to Anfield that day, who do we see sitting in the stands with his kid, with his Everton jacket on? Neville Southall. Big Nev was sitting there with the kid watching the Liverpool game because Everton weren't playing till the next day. And also in our tier of the stand, Sinbad from Brookside. You couldn't beat it, could you? You couldn't beat it.
Both looking the same size.
Sinbad's a midget. Now he's relatively round.
I'm talking Gert. I'm talking
Gert. Yeah. Sinbad was relatively round, and Neville was huge. Jesus Christ.
And relatively round.
But I'll tell you what, for a guy of his size, what a goalkeeper.
Yeah. He was unbelievable, actually.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think he didn't he play he was professional. He played well into his 40s, didn't he? As far
no,
as
he was
not 42,
very
43?
late. He was very late into his 30s anyway.
Yeah. I don't mean at that level, but didn't he continue on till about 42, 43 or something like that? even a
I'm
bit
not
down it?
sure. I'm
I
not
think he
100%
did.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Just imagine Dazzler walking on tennis court with Jim Cornette's suit and Midnight Express theme song in the background.
Some of the outfits wouldn't be a million miles away from that now. Let's be
That's
honest
true.
here. You know that for sure, right?
And the tennis racket covers might be as loud as well, I'd imagine.
They might be. The tennis racket itself might be loud.
Right, give us what's your Spurs score? Did you give me your score?
I'll go 3-1 Spurs.
3-1 Spurs. Burnley versus Chelsea.
Yeah. Chelsea obviously getting another good win last week. Against Fulham. I suppose they got a little bit of a run of the luck at the game, didn't they? Just a little bit of a run, which is probably something they'd been missing for a little while. But got back on it anyway, and Burnley obviously had a tough week. They got beaten at Newcastle, but they managed to pick up their first win against Luton as well. At Kenilworth, which was huge for Vincent Kompany. Yeah, I think Burnley will be in this for a long period of the game. But I could see something very similar to Monday night. Chelsea just have enough quality to get over the line here and just nick it,
Yeah.
I'll go 2-1 Chelsea.
Cool. 65 minutes gone at Anfield, 1-0 to Liverpool, making an absolute hard work of this there, I say. Union with a couple
Is there
of
football on the
chances so
Thursday
far.
night?
Yeah, there is, yeah. Brighton picked up their first European point this evening, isn't it?
Did they
In their
now? I
history.
don't know. I didn't see anything.
They were 2-0 down and they drew 2-2 with Marseille. Came back. There you go.
Who got the Marseille goals? Don't tell me it was.
I've no idea. I didn't see the Marseille goals. I know Matoma got one for Brighton, as far as I know. I don't know who got the second.
Please don't tell me it was the man I don't like. No, we're all right. We're okay.
Corvo. I'm going Burnley to win 1-0.
Corvo, blast from the past for you, pal. The first goal tonight by Marseille, scored by ex-Toon Army man, Chancel Mbemba, who's played centre back, right?
That's right, yeah.
And then another ex-Premier League star with the second goal for Marseille, Jordan Vertu, who was at Aston Villa for a short spell until he went back to Italy, which is... then Gross got one and Joe Pedro got one. Matoma didn't get one. He got an assist.
Yeah, absolutely. Aces All Blacks 45, Uruguay 0.
The All Blacks are romping it. I don't know if anyone's seen the Will Jordan try in the first half from the ball from Damien McKenzie. Try and look out for it on a highlight show somewhere, will you? This is catches the ball in the air with his right hand, and as he's going out over the line, flings it back over his shoulder, straight into Jordan's hands, who's able to take it straight underneath the sticks. A great bit of skill. Bit of skill.
Joe Gomez is just introduced there as well for Liverpool, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah,
looking to shore it up.
Absolutely making the middle. I don't think we're looking to shore it up because I think I think Trent was inverted into midfield and also I would say, damn, that's a flashback indeed. There you go. Aces All Blacks will destroy Ireland in 2 weeks' time. We shall see. Everton versus Bournemouth.
Yeah, this will be interesting for Everton because obviously it's a bit Jekyll and Hyde. They've picked up a couple of victories and stuff like that, and then just as quickly they've been beaten by Luton at home, which is, if you want a game in that league, Luton's the team you want. You know, like they've gone away to Brentford, picked up a win. They've gone away to Villa, picked up a win, and then they're at home and they lose to the bottom side in the league. Very poor. Be interesting to see what happens this week at Everton. Bournemouth are on the back of a couple of tough defeats, though. And with this being at Goodison, I think Everton might just get this back on track here. I think they'll try and keep it real tight, and because they don't score a lot of goals, Everton. And I think Everton might nick this 1-0.
I don't know what this is a big game for both teams. Both teams down there really struggling and stuff like that. I think Bournemouth might nick this. Bournemouth might nick this. Corvo's going cherries all day. Everton are playing like someone who's just caked their trunks. Yeah, absolutely. Aces is going for Fulham in the next one. What are you going? You're going for a tight Everton.
I'm going 1-0 Everton. Yeah, I'm going 1-0 Everton.
Yeah, Fulham, Sheffield United.
Yeah, I think this is an ideal game for Fulham, isn't it? to try and get things back on track.
Yeah,
You
they've been
know,
poor this season, haven't they?
yeah, they have. Now listen, they're a little bit toothless. We can understand. They sold the boy Mitrovic, and Witten sold a huge chunk of their goals, and didn't really replace him. They replaced him with, Jimenez, who we know isn't the striker he was before the injury and stuff like that. He's actually even difficult to watch at times. I did like, and I don't know whether this will help his cause, but I did like on Monday night when they brought on the boy Carlos Vinicius, because he really stuck it about when he came on. And I thought to myself, that's the kind of shithousery that the boy Mitrovic used to get up to. And that's how, he would annoy people to the point where they'd cough something up from, and all of a sudden he'd pounce on it and he'd score, I think he might be a better bet than Jimenez going forward, if I'm honest. And I think he needs a run of games. But I think if they get him chances, he could take them and guide them clear of the little bit that they're in, you know what I mean? And Sheffield United are very dry for goals.
Yeah, I'm looking, but not only that, if you even look at them at the moment, they're very dry even in creation, even though they've lost Mitrovic. They're not creating a load of chances either, and just because Mitrovic isn't there, they ain't scoring. They're not even creating a whole lot. That Chelsea game the other day, they were very poor. Very, very poor against Chelsea, I thought.
They were toothless.
Yeah, and I think you're right on Raul Jimenez as well. I think for him to rediscover any sort of form, I think he's going to have to get to a different league. I don't think he is the option anymore in the Premier League. I think that between the head injury and his confidence being absolutely down the bottom of the gutter at this stage, I think he's going to find it very hard. I think he needs to find a league to regain his confidence that gives him a bit of space and a lot more times of that. Even when he went in for that header the other night, it was so fast and everything, remember?
What's the ideal scenario for him? Because I'll call it now. MLS.
Yeah, good show.
Perfect
Or Saudi.
And MLS, because look at the vicinity to it, to Mexico. Make life real easy. Go and sign for one of the clubs not very far from Mexico. Cut out a lot of the travel for the international stuff, and then go into a league where you're
or something
comfortable.
like that,
You know what I mean?
San Diego or LA,
You've got the lad's been through enough, in fairness to him. And at one stage, he looked like he was going to be a real top footballer, but a freak accident and something you wouldn't wish on anybody. And it's knocked him. It really has.
Yeah. And I suppose when you look at the accident and all, he's lucky to be even back on a pitch, to be honest.
100%.
So it's not us digging him out, but you have to look at it for what it is and stuff like that. What do you think of the Fulham win?
Yeah, I just think 2-1 Fulham. I think they'll just get over the line, but I don't think there'll be lots in it again. Very tight, like the Everton game. Like I see a lot of this weekend. It's a tough weekend to pick results. Really is.
It's the reason you did no bets, is it? You can use that as your excuse. It's all good this week.
Jesus.
United versus Brentford. It's going to be a tough one to call, isn't it? Brentford haven't been anything like the Brentford this season. Sure, they haven't.
Brentford are miles off where we see them. I suppose Tony's a huge loss, but they've got a number of injuries as well. And they've struggled at times. Brentford, they really have. I think that the thing for us is, we really need to by hook or by crook get over the line on Saturday. I think the performance is
secondary,
irrelevant. Secondary.
Get the 3 points.
3 points is huge because things are slipping away fast, and there's points on that. We need points on that board very, very quickly. I personally think we could see. I hope wholesale changes at the weekend. Absolutely wholesale. I really want to see my front three. I want to see Pelestri, Hoyland, and Garnacho. That's what I want to see. I want to see the 3 young lads. Give them a spin. I want to see Hannibal back in the midfield. and I want to see 3 points, because if I don't, we're getting ever closer to a conversation that I don't really want to have.
Yeah, and it's a very topical point at the moment. We will talk about it and stuff like that later. What about the keeper situation? Do you stick with him or do you stand him down for a couple of games? Do you take him out of the foreign line? If you're
I
Ten Hag,
suppose there's method to madness on both sides, isn't there? That he's got to
mm,
kind of play through it and build his confidence. And yeah, I would 100% Graham. I'd drop him. 100%.
mm.
I'd have the boy Garnacho in ahead of him. I personally, I'd put Tom Heaton in goal. I'd
It's a
put Tom
leap,
Heaton
isn't
in.
it?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think
I
so.
just mean, I presume Heaton's number 3, isn't he? If we're going by numbers, are
We're
we?
unsure. We're
Yeah,
unsure.
because I mean, he was decent in pre-season, wasn't he, for a couple of games?
Very decent.
Yeah,
And one thing Tom Heaton's always been is solid.
yeah,
He doesn't do any particular facet of the game poorly. You know, he kicks well, he distributes well, he takes crosses well, he commands his area well, he's a good shot stopper. And I think we could do with a little bit of a calming influence back there right now.
yeah.
Really do. So I'd like to see Heaton.
Yeah, I think that's a very good shout actually from me. Actually, I wasn't looking that far down the pecking order, to be honest. So, but yeah, if you're looking for someone who wants to bring a bit of stability and who's gonna give you that kind of 7 out of 10 and not too much drama, like
Yeah,
he's not gonna do anything special, but he's not gonna do anything silly, and that's kind of what you're
absolutely.
looking for at the moment, and especially with
Right
what's
now.
standing in front of him and how fluid your system and your squad and your picks are at the moment. You
Yeah,
need that bit of stability, something there. All right, Hannibal has
yeah,
caught my attention. I'm liking the look of that lad. Yeah, he brings a nice little bit of energy. I think what we'll have to do is we'll need to get a bigger sampling size of him to see on the far side of all that energy and what he does, what the kind of end product is and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely he's look compared to
he's
what's in there
so
at the moment and how blunt it is, 100%.
when he came through at the underage level, he was always captain of the team. So he's a kid that likes a bit of responsibility.
Mm,
He's always created. He's always scored. I think you saw with the goal against Brighton. He has that in the locker, but he
mm,
can spot a pass as well. He does like to probe, and he takes, or he did take, a lot of the dead balls when he played at the underage level. So that's something we haven't seen yet, obviously, because he's not high enough up the pecking order. You've got lads ahead of him who would take preference, but he's a very good kid. Needs to keep the work rate up, and he needs to be given games. He needs to be given games. You know.
Yeah, I think that's one of the criticisms that's come out, and obviously we'll talk about it later anyway. But one of the criticisms that coming out is like you have to decide on what the plan is, and you have to give it time, and you have to stick to it. You
Yeah.
can't just keep on chopping and changing and reacting, and obviously sometimes you have to do that when it's injuries and stuff like that and all. But you need to come up and go, right, this is what we're going to try and do, and we're going to stick with it for a month, and we're going to run it. And we're not going to let that change it unless crazy injury situation changes it. This is what we're going to go with. And it either works or it doesn't. If it doesn't work, we reassess it in 4 weeks or whatever it is,
You see, the problem
Um,
is if things don't go well in that 4 week period, you're in trouble. And you don't necessarily have that kind of time for it to bed in, because, like right now, let's say he was trying to do that with, say, Hoyland and Rashford and whatever, and while Hoyland might have come good, Rashford hasn't.
mm,
So how long? Some people are saying, "Oh, take Rashford out." I would take Rashford out. I don't think his performance has been near. I think he needs to sit in the bench and understand you're not going to play
mm.
unless you're contributing to this team in some shape or form. And
Yeah, well, I think the issue is at the moment is if he sticks with what he's doing, he's going to be in trouble in 4 or 5 weeks' time anyway, because it's just that's not there's no recipe there. There's no like I spoke to you after the game on Wednesday night or Tuesday night, whatever it was, and you were kind of quite bewildered at what you just had to watch. You know what I mean? It just didn't seem right. It was all over the place. It was disorganized. It was,
well, I mean, it was
and
like there was instances where I'm looking at it and going, "This is how we need to play."
mm,
And there's pockets and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I spoke to Andrew about it then. There's also times when you've got to be very clever. And we seem to be extremely susceptible after we've scored goals. Now, I don't know whether it's, lads taking the foot off the pedal because we can relax that we're a goal up or whatever. But we go a goal up and then all of a sudden we concede. We get it up again, we concede again. And the level of what was going on at the back the other night was it was Sunday league stuff. And from lots of guys, lots of seasoned pros, lots of really experienced players, absolute carnage. Victor Lindelof, Casemiro, Onana, these aren't guys. Victor Lindelof is the captain of the Swedish national team, right? Andre Onana is an international goalkeeper. He has been for a number of years. He's been the Champions League finals. He's won leagues, in Holland and in Italy and stuff like that. Casemiro again won everything there is to win with Real Madrid, with Brazil and stuff like that. At times the other night, I looked at those three lads and thought, have these boys seen us play football before? Do they understand what? You know what I mean? That's baffling. You can't legislate for that. That's impossible to legislate for.
I think the issue you have at the moment is it's like baking a cake. You have most of the ingredients, but how you're putting those ingredients together and putting it through the baking process, you ain't getting a cake at the opposite end of it. That's the problem.
No. We're getting the fucking runs every time we do it.
Well, that's it. A lot of people give Mount stick, but when he's on the pitch, he does a shift. Yeah, he will put in a shift, but
I got to be honest. In the last two games, he's been one of our better players.
Yeah,
he's been one of our better players. But the problem is there's no creativity. Our two most creative outlets, Rashford and Fernandes, have just become null and void. They've just stopped. It's just not working.
Yeah, Diaz just had a chance off the post there. And someone explained to me why when the ball comes out to Harvey Elliott, every single time he has to take a touch. It just destroys my will to live. Unbelievable.
He was.
This lad is just mad, isn't he? What is wrong with this lad?
Now, hold on. I don't think he says anything out of order that time, in his defence. And it's something I may agree on. Just saying.
You should have said that 2 or 3 months ago then when you were buying the boy Onana, no?
Well, have I not? I've said this for a long time, but you know that.
Yeah.
What
are you going for here?
I got me supper if we don't get a bleeding win. 2-1 United, but it won't be pretty. It will not be pretty.
Interesting. And then we rounded out Palace, Nottingham Forest.
Hold on. I'm going back on it. You ready?
You're not going against your team, are you? You're not going 2-2 or something, are you?
Nope.
No.
You ready?
Okay. Go on.
I'm going backs against the wall, come out fighting. Yeah?
So 2-2.
4-0.
4-0 United.
4-0. Play this on Monday. 4-0 United. Play it on Monday.
Clip that up, folks. 4-0 United. Good Lord.
4-0 United. I'm either going to go hero or zero, but I'm going for it. I'm swinging for the fences. I'm not sitting on them. I'm swinging for them.
Good Lord. You know you're gonna have to make it to the mashup on Monday if that's the case, if that doesn't happen. Acers has clipped it. He's videoing it.
That's all right.
4-0. I think it'll be a United win, but I think it'll be tight. I'm going with you. I'm thinking 2-1. I think it'll be tight because I just think.
Well, I'm not going 2-0. I 2-1. I'm going 4-0. I told you that.
No, but you were going. Was it 2-1 you were originally going?
No, 4-0.
Okay. I'll cut that bit out, will I, off this live?
4-0.
Palace, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah. Do I really need to talk about Palace after last weekend? It's disturbing me greatly. I didn't even think they were great, did you?
Do you know what it was? It was a goal and game management really more than anything, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a typical Roy Hodgson performance,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tough for them to do that this weekend with Forest. Obviously, being at home, they're going to have to try and go and really come out guns blazing at home to pick up a result after last week and continue that. But that's tough to do when you've got someone like Forrest coming. You know, we talked about that front four, those Gibbs White and Langa and Owanyi and Hudson Odoi. I'm going Forest.
Palace are more than capable of going low block at Selhurst Park. Don't worry about that.
I'm going Forest 2-1.
Yeah. I'm looking at
There
this
you go.
Liverpool game at the moment. 85 minutes gone now. Still 1-0 to Liverpool. Szoboszlai is on the pitch. Diaz is on the pitch. He has the big guns out on the pitch.
Just for
Alistair's
anyone
on
that's
there with his
unsure,
bro.
he means Szoboszlai, but just in case.
Szoboszlai, whatever you want to call him.
Very
Szoboszlai,
good. Well
Szoboszlai.
done. You did it really well that time. It was really good.
Yeah. Dominic.
Big Dom.
That's it. I think Hedwig from Harry Potter and the lads went 2-1. Love it.
Oh, no.
City will get a result against Arsenal. It makes it sound like City are the underdogs or something. What are you talking about?
We just won a treble last season.
Yeah.
City
might grind out a result against Arsenal.
I was going to say, if he'd have said Arsenal might get a result against City, I might have said, well, that's a shout.
What did you go on Forest? You went Forest to win, did you? 2-1, is it?
Forest 2-1, yeah.
2-1, yeah, nice. Right, let's move into Sunday. Brighton versus Liverpool.
I think that's another tough day at the office for you, isn't it?
Can't be any tougher than last week, can it?
I don't know. I think that could be another tough game. Going to the Amex ain't easy. They create a good atmosphere down there, the Brighton lads. You know, we know they've got qualities, Pedro and Ferguson and Matoma and stuff like that.
They have been struggling, though.
Well, the problem is, very un-Brighton-like, they've been struggling for clean sheets. And that's been an issue. There's a couple of issues, because obviously the boy Dunk was out for a little while with injury. They're not sure which of the keepers they like, whether it's Steele or Verbruggen. There's a couple of injuries there. Estepina, fantasy football fans will all know Estepina because he's a mainstay in most people's fantasies. He's out now for the foreseeable. Lamptey's come in on the other side. So they've got a few bits going on at Brighton. But yeah, listen, I think Brighton will get something out of this. I think this has draw written all over to me. Draw with goals, though.
2-2.
I think 2-2. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think 2-2. Big
Dom has been the best boy of the summer. Spoke about it last week with Darren.
Up there, all right. Up there.
Himself and Madison.
Yeah. Up there, all right. Yeah. And a couple of other ones, but definitely up there.
They seem to be the two standouts, don't they? Slightly.
Yeah, I think like 8. What are you saying? 8 games in there, you know. But we gotta give it the season until we call our.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's similar to the Hannibal situation. We need a bigger sample size.
That's all it is. 100%. Because I mean, our other lads that also makes it into that conversation is the boy in the 2 games below, which is Moussa Diaby at Aston Villa, who's been phenomenal.
Yeah. Graham reckons Liverpool win 2-1. Yeah, I think we're looking at some sort of reaction from last weekend and stuff like that might just carry us through, but I think it'll be tight. But Brighton, as you said, very un-Brighton like this season, so maybe that might work.
Conceding too many goals, but still very potent going forward, still able to pick teams off, you know.
West Ham versus Newcastle.
I don't like when teams play on Thursday nights. You know that, yeah. And obviously West Ham played tonight. They got a great win away in Freiburg. Paqueta getting on the score sheet. James Ward-Prowse with another assist.
Top of their group as well, I think, isn't it? Top of their group as well.
They're doing well, West Ham.
Yeah.
They really are. Yeah, I don't think this will be easy for Newcastle. I just think, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, so please, if you're a West Ham fan, take this the way I mean it. I think this is a bit of a come down. I think, you've been at St. James's Park, obviously, on Wednesday night, and you've absolutely battered one of the biggest teams in world football in PSG. And then you've got to go to West Ham on Sunday. And I think that's a massive come down. And I think it's very difficult to get yourself up for that. And I think if they're not 100% at it, West Ham will beat them. And I think, I just think it's a lot. It's a lot to kind of carry. So, unfortunately, Corvo, I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't get any joy out of saying that, as you can see. But in my head, I'm just like, there's just got to be such a... There's got to be such a... Come on, Corvo. There's just got to be such a come down from last night.
You ain't getting no tickets. You ain't getting no tickets or the invite to that bar now.
Like, even today, those lads are walking around on cloud 9, right?
Yeah.
So it's Friday or Saturday before you're coming back around. Then they go for I don't know how they're getting to London. They might fly. Maybe they've got to take a train or a coach. It's a poxy trip all the way to London, and then you have to get into that Olympic Stadium, and no, don't fancy it. West Ham will make it horrible in there. They always do. I just fancy West Ham.
Darren, you do realise they have Saudi owners. They're not coaching to London. They have a plane. Come on.
Oh, well, listen, I don't know. They might have 10 dazzlers and they decide, you know what, we'll just take the coach. It's easier. I don't know.
I don't know. I saying 2-0 to Liverpool. Apparently Liverpool scored. I haven't
I think
coming in here now.
Listen, I'd be absolutely fine with saying Newcastle win. But I just think it could be, a little bump back to earth. That's all. Because I do think it's difficult.
There. But I'm not too sure. There's definitely a case to say that he's after doing in the middle of the park. He's pulled a bit of a Maradona there. Now I'm looking for the replay here, but he went up with the arm. And it looked like he fisted the ball past the defender coming out to him.
Jesus.
This is in the middle of the park. This isn't in the box. And then the player ran on, and then the ball broke him on the left-hand side, and he slotted it home into the right corner as he does. Just trying to get a replay on here. I don't know. Does he hit it? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. It looks like he hit it with his hand, but I don't think he did. I'm not too sure. I think the goal will stand. I'm not too sure, but sure, not to worry anyway. Yeah. So you're going with a West Ham win. Big shout.
I'm going with West Ham 2-1, and I know it's a huge shout, and I definitely don't want to upset our pal, Corvo, because he's a great lad. And we do like the Town Army, but I just think it's a massive... It's like going out at the weekend and coming home with a Kardashian. The next weekend has to be a come down. She's got to be a mutant, hasn't she?
It's an adrenaline dump.
Do you know what I mean?
An adrenaline dump. All I mean. Like getting yourself up for a PSG midweek in the Champions League and getting yourself up for West Ham and the London Stadium are two very different things. No. Before we move off West Ham, James Ward-Prowse today, not included in the England squad. 8 games in, 8 direct goal contributions.
Yeah, and listen, you are all huge James Ward-Prowse fans, right? We know that. I'm gonna give Gareth Southgate a very, very, very small get out of jail card here, right? Very small. No, I'm not.
No,
sorry.
You're not.
I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you.
I visions of Acers with the phone to the screen. He was about to clip you again, I'd say.
No, you're right. Yeah, if and I'm a Conor Gallagher fan. I do like Conor Gallagher. But if Conor Gallagher and Calvin Phillips are in the squad, Ward-Prowse should have got a spot. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Whatever about Conor Gallagher, he's playing regular for Chelsea.
Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Did you see last week Jordan
And why
Henderson
is
having a great?
can
See
someone tell
Jordan,
me why? Why is Trent in the midfielders?
because remember last time he picked the squad and he 12 defenders or something like that, and he was getting stick over it. So what he's done is he's picked defenders, but he's just called the midfielders to balance it out. Remember the last time we got the team sheet and it was like 12 or 13 defenders, and then there was a handful of midfielders, and then all these forwards. Remember?
Mental carry on,
What's Bukayo Saka doing in there? He's injured. What's he doing in
Yeah,
there?
well, they don't know how bad it is. Let's be honest. You know, they're not sure. Now listen, look at what they've got going on up front. Jarrett Bowen, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, James Maddison, Saka, Rashford, Watkins. The only one who's really a little bit out of place is Eddie Nketiah, isn't he?
I suppose there's an argument for Rashford based on form, isn't there?
Well, I'm having Rashford over Nketiah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you're right. I think Callum Wilson obviously is injured. That's why he's not
injured.
there.
Yeah,
He's injured. But I don't know. Jesus. Just like you could make a case for Ward-Prowse over 4 of those 6 midfielders. Trent, Gallagher, Henderson, and Phillips. Like the only 2 nailed on for me are Bellingham and Rice. Nailed on.
Bellingham, Rice, Ward.
Other than
For
that,
me, the third name after that has to be James Ward-Prowse. Eight direct goal contributions in 8
yeah,
games.
yeah,
What does
I
the
don't
boy
think
have
I
to
can
do?
disagree with you.
What does he have to do?
Yeah.
I was saying it today and I was disgusted by it. And look, I'm not a Hammers fan, I'm a Liver. Just like
Calvin
Liverpool have won 2.
Phillips.
Shocking. His own manager is calling him crap. You know what I mean? His own manager is
Jesus.
throwing him under the bus and saying he wants him out of town indirectly. You know what I mean? I
It's
don't
hard to
know.
believe, isn't it?
Garrett's out. I don't know. It's just, do you know what it is? This is always the problem when you know when you've too much on offer and you can't make up your mind.
Well, it's like going into a sweet. It's like being, a fat kid in a sweet shop.
Yeah.
But what else is on offer? What else? Like, who else have you got? Do you know what I mean? Like, if we go through it, like, I'm trying to think, who could you play? Spurs. There's no one really at Spurs, right? There's no English lads there. Luton, Burnley, Chelsea. You've got Gallagher in there. You're not really taking anyone else. Everton, the boy James Garner, maybe, who hasn't been awful.
He's been the shining light at Everton.
Right, he's been okay. At Fulham, there's nothing there. Sheffield United, not that I can see. Man United, definitely not. Brentford, unlikely. Palace, no. Forest don't have any midfielders really that are English. They've more attackers that are English rather than, and who's Sunday? Brighton, there's not a whole lot in there from England either. Liverpool, no. West Ham, you've Ward-Prowse. What about Sean Longstaff? Wasn't Sean Longstaff in there?
Yeah.
You have Sean Longstaff in ahead of Calvin Phillips every day of the week and twice on a Sunday, right? And you have Ward-Prowse in there ahead of Gallagher. There's 2 changes straight away. Now, as it happens, I can't really find a whole lot of other English midfielders in there anywhere.
Well, I tell you, here's a shout, and this is my bias hat on as well, and I'm just saying it, just putting it out
Don't
there.
do it. Don't do it. Do not do it.
What do you think I'm going to say?
It.
What do you
Well,
think
we know what you're going to say. You're going to say Curtis Jones. Don't be silly now.
Head of Jordan Henderson? Like, is he picking Jordan Henderson because he wants to make a fact that, like, you can still go to the Saudi League and I'll still consider you kind of thing?
Oh, I don't know. Curtis Jones is a long shot. But listen, do you know what?
Longer than Jordan Henderson?
Probably not, because I'm not a Henderson fan. Even when he was, when people thought he was a player, I wasn't a fan of his. So the fact he's in Saudi now was like.
But definitely, you're right, Sean Longstaff. Absolutely.
Sean Longstaff.
Absolutely, Sean
ahead
Longstaff.
of Calvin Phillips. There you go, Corvo. Give Longstaff Phillips a spot, right? And give Ward-Prowse Gallagher spot for now. Until he's done a little more. because Gallagher was great on Monday night, got the armband, was man of the match in fairness to him at Fulham. But Chelsea have been poor this season. And, and Ward-Prowse has been better. That's 2 changes make straight away.
Yeah, hats off to Union here. They're in the middle of the field there in a huddle with the manager. They gave us a real good game by the looks of things, stuff like that, going over to thank their fans and stuff like that. But we had to deploy the big boys to get the job done, so that goes to show you. So fair play to them. We expected it to be a lot easier than that. Wolves versus Aston Villa.
Can't see past Villa. Just can't. Villa been very, very good recently. Now, listen, Wolves obviously went a phenomenal performance last week to beat City, but something tells me lightning won't strike twice, and I do believe it was as much about how poor City were as opposed to how good Wolves were. Now, we had spoken about it and we had said at some stage they're going to beat someone because some of the performances are good, but I can't see past Villa. I just think they're free-flowing. I think with what they have on the pitch, your Watkins and your Ramsey and your Diaby and stuff like that, they've got goals from everywhere. Your Leon Bailey's, your McGinn's, your Matthias Cash, they've goals, goals and goals. And I don't think Wolves have that. And Villa are a bit tighter at the back. So I think Villa will nick this. I'm going Villa. I'm going Villa 3-1.
Yeah, Villa playing tonight as well, aren't they? But I think they're at home, are they?
They should be because they were away the last night, weren't they?
I think they're at home. I think, yeah. So there's no travel involved in that, and so they should be okay.
I'm just making my way downtown here.
Villa with that front line, they're dangerous, and McGinn running that midfield. There's only one winner. Yeah, I think
so.
Yeah, I think you're not far off Carval as well there. Yeah.
The
thing is, they've lost Ollie Watkins as well. Ollie Watkins after getting called up to the England squad as well, so he'll be on a high with that as well. He'll be delighted with that as well.
Would you like to know the Villa score?
Is it 1-0 still?
Well, it was only 1-0. They scored a goal in the 94th minute.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. One John McGinn. Now I got to say,
who were they playing against again?
Zrinsko Mostar.
Okay.
No idea.
Yeah.
Gave a lot of lads rests. I would describe a lot of what's there as the second team, or you know what I mean? He certainly sprinkled a couple in there. You've got Zaniolo, obviously, but he played John Duran up front. McGinn came in. There was no his midfield pairing has been Boubacar Kamara, and it's been Douglas Luiz. Tonight it was Leandro Dendoncker and Yuri Tillemans. And then he's obviously made a couple of changes. Got Bertrand Traore back on the pitch and stuff like that. Got Matty Cash half a game. And yeah, he's made a few changes there, in fairness to him. But got the result. Getting minutes into lads to keep them going. Yeah, I think this is Villa, if I'm honest. Villa 3-1.
We said after the last day as well, he needed to be careful with his changes and stuff like that. That he was walking a bit of a tightrope on changes because you're going into the Europa Conference and stuff like that, but you need to be really, really careful. Because you're not that stacked and padded out that you can be making wholesale changes.
No, because
what's the crack, Niall and Dazzler?
I just think, hey Henry, there's so many teams now from all over Europe that can show up on any given night and give you a pretty good game. Teams we haven't heard of. There's Union St. Gallen tonight. Come and give you guys a reasonable game. And a couple of seasons ago we didn't know who they were. So it's evolving all the time.
Yeah, and often in the Europa League as well, and in the conference as well. Sometimes it's very hard to get your hands on tangible kind of tactical information to put a game plan together as well. So you're really deploying a team to go out there and kind of suck it and see and evolve as the game evolves. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, you've definitely got to be a bit more reactive than proactive with how you do things,
Yeah, absolutely. Now the big one at the weekend, Arsenal versus Man City.
No, we already did United and Brentford, didn't we?
That's a big one for different reasons.
Relegation battle. God in heaven. Yeah. Like, this is going to be massive again. This is going to be massive. Arsenal, obviously, another good victory last weekend. They just kept the juggernaut rolling. City slipping up, but then getting back on it, and with a great away performance in Leipzig and getting the win. And obviously Arsenal then losing out to Lens and stuff. Couple of injuries just starting to kick in on Arsenal. I don't know whether Arsenal are just at the point where, you know, the scales is tipped in favour of the injuries. There's just 3, 4, 5, and it's just starting to get a little bit more difficult. And I think City will do this again. I don't think there's much in it at all. I think there's only the odd goal. And I think I'm gonna go 3-2 Man City.
You think it'll be that tight, yeah?
Yeah, I think it'll be tight. I think City will excuse me, turn the tables on what Arsenal did to us. Arsenal beat us 3-2. I think City will beat them 3-2.
Interesting. Again, it's going to be very difficult till we see what teams are deployed and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Rodri
yeah.
misses this one, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Yeah,
So
but I think
I
I'd expect a huge performance from the boy Matheus Nunes. Huge. You know.
There we go. Corvo saying, lads, I'm off to Ireland next week for my brother's stag, so I've got to catch up on my family's Irish heritage with a few Guinness and an Irish whiskey. Excellent. Let us know where you're going. Let us know where you're going.
Hit us up, man.
Yeah, drop in. Corvo,
Jesus.
if you're going to be in Dublin, I have my shop. Well, I don't be there at the weekends, but I have my shop is in Dublin City Centre, so don't be a stranger. 2-0 to the Arsenal. That's the same.
And I mean, if we knew that there was a stag from Newcastle going to be in Dublin City Centre at the weekend, we would make ourselves available.
We would warn the Gardaí.
No, we wouldn't. We would absolutely make ourselves available, though. And listen, Corvo, we'll be able to show you the do's and the don'ts around Dublin City Centre and stuff like that. Where to go, where not to go. Never cross the feet and end up on the south side. Always stay north side, baby. North side till I die. Yup.
Oh, Corvo, don't take that advice whatsoever.
He's from Newcastle. Come on now.
Arteta has destroyed Saka by playing him so much.
I'd agree.
Yeah,
I think he's absolutely bled the boy dry.
Yeah, even when games are safe, he tends not to sub him, doesn't he?
Yeah. And like, listen, if you're playing fantasy Premier League, you are happy out because he's gonna play every minute of every week. But like, he's not one of the elder statesmen. He's still a young lad. He's still learning. He's still growing. He's still developing. Give the kid a break, will you, Arteta?
He won't be playing Partey at right back. He'll be playing Partey. Will put in the middle to dominate the midfield. He'll be playing Ben White at right back to deal with Grealish. He certainly won't be playing Partey there. Not if Grealish is playing. Yo, Daz, I'm good. Done 2 videos today. I gave my opinion on last weekend's games. Nice. Check that out, Henry. Haaland hat-trick. I
thought we'd have it last week. I did.
We're off to Derry first and taking the journey down south the next day. So if it's Dublin, I'll pop into the shop. Yeah, if I'm in, I'm generally not there at the weekends though. That's the only thing. We're off to Derry. What's that? Is that the James McLean retirement party? Is it James McLean retirement party up in Derry? Is it?
Corvo. Mind yourself in Derry now.
Send Corvo to Darndale.
Corvo, I'm not gonna lie. Lads with accents like yours don't do very well in Derry. I would roll that back in a bit, pal. Jesus. We could have a political situation on our hands here. My God. Yeah. Now, when you come down South Corvo, we'll love you like you're our own. Yeah,
absolutely. Right. Want to get your thoughts on a few things.
He's put me on the big screen. This is because he wants to see me fucking tears.
No. The screen is coming up. We've had 2 pieces of information coming out today from Rob Dawson in ESPN, I think it is. Rob Dawson, ESPN, yeah. The first one, Ten Hag has raised the issue of having the right body language when setbacks happen in games and is increasingly frustrated that his message isn't getting through to particular members of his squad. And then the second one, you can comment about when we get done. Sources close to Ten Hag have said he doesn't feel he can be as harsh in his criticism of the players as he'd like because there are concerns about the mental fragility of the squad. We've spoke about this off camera a number of times.
That's fucking shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that shocking?
Give me your thoughts on both.
I don't pull a whole lot of punches. And anyone that doesn't know, I'm obviously a coach myself in a different kind of sporting area, but I wouldn't be pulling too many punches, like, you know what I mean? I would quite regularly tell 6-year-olds and 8-year-olds it's not good enough and you need to reach the bar, you know, like that. They're 6 and 8-year-olds. If he can't do this with grown men getting paid an absolute wedge to turn up to the Theatre of Dreams in front of 75,000 people every week, we're in worse shape than I thought. We really are.
Yeah, the top one is interesting, isn't it? Because look, we know who he's talking about. They know who he's talking about. Everyone knows who he's talking about.
Well, there's not necessarily one player either.
No. But I think
Rashford,
if we name 5, we'll get 3 right, won't we? So they know that, we know that, he knows that.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. You might have to take things like that out of their hands by just sitting them down. Just sit them down. You know, go in with Casemiro, Hannibal and Mount. Take out Fernandes. Go in with Garnacho, Hoyland and Palestri. Take out Rashford. Take out the keeper. You know what I mean? And put in guys who you know are just going to put in a shift. Because at the minute, it's not necessarily the quality levels. It's to do with what they're putting in, the concentration, the focus, you know, the external stuff. Just take the lads out if you've got a problem with them.
Well, I spoke about it. Funny enough, I spoke about it yesterday. I did a show on Rashford, and I spoke about it yesterday. And I spoke about the double-sided effect of potentially taking him out. You have to kind of, when it's like that, you have to kind of make that decision. But if you take him out, and we've spoken about the Jadon Sancho thing, he could have never envisaged the reaction that he got, the absolute shit show that it became, out of hand and all, you know. And the thinking is, if you take Rashford out there as well, now I know
I think there's a huge difference though, because I think the Sancho things seems to be an awful lot more, and it's built up over time.
Yeah,
this is your performances aren't good enough. You're taking a seat. When you can come and contribute, you go again.
Well, this is going back to last February now, so this is not a new thing. Either.
Well, it's not going back.
Well, it is. There's been a massive drop off since the Carabao Cup. Let's be honest.
Yeah, there's been a drop off, but like it's not got to the stage it has now.
But a massive drop off. I mean, look at last season, 30 goals last season, or wasn't it, or something in that region, or something like that. It was a massive return. But the drop off from February through to the end of the season was really that was the reason you gave us hope to get top 4, because we should have never been in a top 4 race.
Yeah, but again, that wasn't necessarily just Rashford. The big issue we have right now, as I said to you earlier, our 2 most creative avenues and channels for goals and assists are Rashford and Fernandes. Neither of them have a spark of confidence right now.
Yeah.
And to get that, they may need to take a seat. And they may need to allow other lads to go and run with the ball for a little while and let them reset and let them get back out and refocus and stuff like that. Sometimes you need that kick up the arse. Nobody's undroppable. And I understand what you're saying about the double-edged sword.
I'm wondering is his fear is if he drops Rashford, does he put another pile of crap on his plate that it doesn't get the reaction that he thinks it's going to get?
I think his problem is I think his problem is if he drops Rashford and he doesn't win, people want to know why he dropped Rashford. I think that's the issue.
Well, everyone knows why he's dropping him. I mean, his form has been horrendous.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So we're going to get to a point where he goes, I have to do it. Maybe I didn't want to. I thought he'd play through it. Yeah. You know, and if you hear his comments the other day, he said, you know, Marcus should score every game. He has the ability to score every game.
Yeah.
You know, and I've told him that. But we're not getting that at the minute. You look at the other night. Obviously, the assist for the goal is great, but like he's bearing down on Muslera in the Galatasaray goal, and you can see him just peering to his left, going, "Bruno, will you hurry up so I can square this thing? Because I do not want to shoot." I would have preferred to see him put that ball into row Z, but have the bollocks to take it on. The fact that he looked left to go to Bruno would tell me he's got no confidence whatsoever right now. It's in the gutter.
It's the criticism we spoke about, because they've been talking about him being selfish and not playing players in. And then when he plays players in when he shouldn't be, he should be taking on that responsibility himself. And
So
and as you said, that's the difference when you have that confidence as a world-class
and
player.
again, that's also finding the right lines, because he should never pass against Galatasaray, but there is other opportunities where he should pass, and that's a decision-making process. And sometimes you have to be able to free yourself up of everything else to make the right decision. And when you make the right decisions consistently, then things go in a better direction for you.
Yeah, I just get worried when I hear stuff like this coming out. When I hear, now, obviously it was reported on by Rob Dawson and ESPN, but when I hear of managers talking about mental fragility of a squad and stuff like that, I get concerned. Now, look, we know, but if he's the guy that you look to, it's like with Rashford. Rashford is Mr. Man United. He's the guy that they look to, So if he's not doing it, there's a problem,
Yeah.
He says, Corvo, just what's up the bro? It's not there. You dodged the bullet there. It's Oma, then Dublin on the Thursday.
I don't know if that's any better, Corvo.
No, absolutely not. Dazzler teaching children angry John McEnroe way. Absolutely. Dazzler doesn't give out participation medals. Mount and Bruno can't play together in same squad. Well, maybe in the same. I don't know.
The same squad, but in the same squad they can, but it's difficult to get them into the same team, I feel.
He needs to search and find his inner Alex Ferguson. I'm glad Trent played tonight. Kwanzaa is a massive player for us. Yeah, he's having a great season, Kwanzaa. I'm delighted for him as well, the young lad. He's doing really well. Look at last season, you had Ten Hag ballerina dancing at us in the Carabao Cup final. Way to rub salt in the wounds. You, in fairness, Corvo, you were very poor in the Carabao Cup final. I think the moment got to them, let's say. No, I don't agree, Richie. I think Ten Hag needs to find his own leadership as a manager. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. I think that the more you revert back to that situation, the worse it gets.
The more it's referenced.
Yeah. Dazzler, don't go the Rangers route and have more managers than I had brown ales.
Hopefully not, Corvo.
Yeah, we'll be talking about Ten Hag tomorrow at some stage, because this Piers Morgan interview is going to come out with Zlatan. I'm sure there'll be a lot of interesting stuff coming out in relation to that. What did you give for the LFC Brighton, Niall and Daz? Dazzler went with...
I went 2-2.
You went 2-2, and I went for a tight Liverpool, went 2-1. That's what we went with for that one. Quick one, let's touch on... I was going to touch on VAR tonight, but do we really need to touch on it, or do we go to... well, quickly, I suppose. Let's talk about this. James McLean today.
Do you remember when you were a kid and someone would say to you, "What do you think of your woman?" And you'd say, "I wouldn't touch her with death on a sponge." Kind of feel the same way about VAR.
Yeah, it's a bit. The audio was alarming and surprising, and I know we didn't think we were going to get something good. And as I said to you, the one that Paddy Power released sounded more like what happened.
Hello, they're trying to get into the cockpit. Somebody help! Hello.
Do you know what I thought it was? I spoke about it the other night. I did an episode on the PGMOL, and I spoke about it. And I said, you know what it's like? I described it as being like, when you watch a series on TV, and at the start they tell you previously on Homeland.
Yes,
previously
and they run
on the
15 episodes through 60 seconds.
Yeah, and I was thinking that's what this sounded like. It sounded like they were a collection of decisions was trying to be made. And the gas thing about it was the most sensible guy in the booth was the youngest guy looking after Hawkeye. He was like calling for it. You sure you want this to go ahead and all this kind of thing and all it was.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah, absolutely. James McLean announced he's retiring. Not surprising. We spoke about it a number of times and stuff like that. 102 games, 11 goals. Made his debut 29th of February 2012, coming on 78 minutes for Aidan McGeady, no less, in a friendly against the Czech Republic at the Aviva Stadium. Made his full debut on May the 26th, 2012. Senior international start against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Can I just say,
yeah,
it's a sad indictment of us as a footballing nation that James McClean managed to reach 102 caps.
Is it though?
He wouldn't have got 102 caps for fucking Scotland. And he got 102 for us.
Yeah, but I suppose you have to look at a number of things. First of all,
come at me, Niall. I've got both barrels ready for you.
No. Here, listen, I'm agreeing with you. But what I'm saying is, if you look at the errors he has gone through, it's not surprising at all, is it? When you think about
trapping his pony,
who was there, Trapattoni, and remember he fell out with Trap for a while. I remember I had to delete the tweet stuff and all that, and to get back in and stuff and all.
I have many problems with James McClean. Many. I am not a James McClean fan. I really am. Corvo, he doesn't. He absolutely doesn't stay true to his beliefs. Because if he did, he wouldn't pay money to the Queen for the last fucking 20 years he's been playing football in the UK. He's well able to take the Queen's money and pay the Queen's revenue, but won't wear the poppy and turns his back on the anthem. He's a shy hawk. There you go.
There you go. That sums that up. So dare I say, we wish him well in his retirement.
Fuck's sake. Thanks for wasting 102 fucking games, pal. Fuck me. He wouldn't have got 102 games for Kilbarrack United. Jesus Christ. Oh, look, I won't wear the poppy. I'm standing up for my beliefs. Is that my paycheck, lads? Does it come in sterling as well? Fuck off. Get fucked, James.
Dazzler, damn.
It's the truth. It's the truth, Corvo.
He ain't holding back.
It's the truth.
Our resident referee has just sent me a picture of a candle, and he goes, this Saturday at 6:04 p.m. we are asking everyone around the world to light a candle in remembrance of Liverpool and their cruelly disallowed goal at this precise time last week.
I have to agree with him.
He's going to have to be careful.
Yes, have been mortifying over this now.
I've been very nice to him in this Man United period.
You've been absolutely mortifying this week. Not just you, all Liverpool fans. And as your manager, you give your fucking head a wobble, you silly German fuck.
Yeah, but you know we're not actually looking for a replay, don't you?
Are you telling me if somebody offered you a replay, he wouldn't take it?
No, I'm not saying he wouldn't take it, but we actually know it's not going to happen, and we're actually not looking for it. He's angling for coming out. But this is like when he spoke about the wind, and he spoke about the length of the grass, and he spoke about the watering of the pitches and stuff.
Now, don't try and make him sound like he's some sort of fucking genius when he's about one stage away from the bloke licking the window at the back of the bus. Come on,
he's my hero. He's my hero.
Stop, will you?
He's my hero.
Stop, Jesus.
Anyway, let's get into beat the bookie, yeah.
I don't think we should beat him. I think we should wait till he comes out the back of the bookies, stick a bag over his head, put him in the boot of a BMW, drive him to the mountains and take every cent that the fucker has. What do you think of that one?
Ted, are you telling me we're after having a show here talking about Eric Ten Hag and Man United and everything that's going on, and this is what you rock up with?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Thierry Henry, we should have had a replay.
Absolutely.
They should have. Oh, but not at all, pal. You take more than that, brother. Jesus, everything's going to get over. There you go. And Niall, we had a conversation the other day. Do you remember? Before you go to beat the bookie.
See, I told you. This is where people... No.
It's still not the worst decision we've seen.
No.
Sheffield United got relegated from the Premier League because someone didn't turn the watch on.
This was didn't put the batteries in yet. But hang on a second. This is where people are missing the point on this. Hang on, listen to me for a second.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
No, I can't. Listen to me for a
No,
second.
you can't.
No, listen to me for a second, right?
Yeah.
When those decisions are made and they end up being wrong, at the time, the VAR officials and the referees believe they've made the right decision.
Right.
In this instance, they knew they hadn't made the right decision. They got it totally wrong right in that moment, and they could have sorted it,
Incompetence.
and they didn't. Yeah, absolutely. So
Incompetence.
you can't compare this. You can talk about it and bundle it all up into VAR decisions, and everyone gets them going against them and stuff like that. Absolutely. But this is
Does it
the
even
Black
itself out
Forest
over the course
ghetto
of the
of
season?
VAR decisions. No, it doesn't. I don't believe in that and all. And even Ted will come in on that, because me and Ted had a conversation on WhatsApp last week about the look even itself out. It's absolute bullshit, that theory. Absolute bullshit. And I'm not taking it either.
Oh,
But at
God.
the time of this decision, they knew they got it wrong. If you go back and you talk about Arsenal, Brentford, or you talk about Man City, the handball with Everton, remember in that season, remember Rodri, I think he was a handled it out, remember at the
Yeah.
byline, at the guideline and stuff like that. At that time, those VAR officials and referees believed they made the right decision. They knew in this instant they got it wrong. So it's a very, very different thing. Now listen, it's not going to be replayed. It shouldn't be replayed.
Of course it
That's
shouldn't.
neither here nor there. But the thing about it is, people are bundling this in. It's like everyone turning around, oh God, it's Liverpool again giving out. Someone has to take a stance at some stage to sort this crap
So
out.
you were
Look at what
doing
happened.
this for the league in general, was it?
But look at what happened on Sunday. You go out on Sunday, you get another game on Sunday, and it's the same horse crap again. So when does it end and when does it get fixed up? And I also went on Twitter last night when they announced that the VAR official wouldn't be officiating any Liverpool games again. I said that's totally wrong. That should not be the case. Because then they're trying to make it a Liverpool thing. It's not a Liverpool thing.
But Liverpool made it a
I'm
Liverpool
talking
thing.
about from me. I'm talking about from me.
I
It's not a
know.
Liverpool thing.
But I'm saying
It
to you,
has to be sorted.
Liverpool made it a Liverpool thing.
No, I think Liverpool turned around and decided enough is enough and we're going to take a stance. And I
She's for
think they
taking
were
the moral high ground on the on behalf of the league, was it?
well, from my point of view, I think that's the way it should have worked. Now, obviously, if we're the ones taking it and stuff like that, but like all these other fan bases and all these other rival fan bases talking about, oh, this is a Liverpool thing and blah 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 blah, then none of those other teams had the backbone or the balls to go and do it. Why didn't Man United request the audio from the Crystal Palace goal? Came
So
through
what was wrong with it?
well, your man scored, and apparently Onana was offside. There was two lads offside, and he hadn't got a direct side on it and stuff like that, and it should have been disallowed. Why didn't Wolves take the balls on the Onana shoe and request the audio? Why didn't all these
That's
other clubs do this?
that's
Someone has to be.
that's
No, but what I'm saying
subjective
is,
though.
yeah, but what I'm
They're
saying is,
subjective.
someone has
Yours
to
wasn't
start somewhere.
subjective.
There's nothing subjective in the Onana when he cleaned your man out and neither of them got the ball. Are you mad or what? There's not what's subjective about that.
It's subjective because it's not a definite. Like if you talk to one person, they'll say yay. You talk to the other one, they'll say nay. You won't get 100%. Now on what
No,
you've
stop. So, in your own words there, then, I'm going to let you along a little bit here now. So, in your own words there, then, now, the decision last week can't be bundled in with all the other VAR decisions because it was not the
No, of
same thing.
course it can't.
That's okay then. Well, that's all I wanted to hear.
But you didn't need to fucking run me down the road for that. Like, I'm not going to go against that. That's not subjective. Your boy's on side. That's the end of it. The problem is, after the game is over, get your bag, get in the bus and fuck off home and stop whinging. Like, come on.
Yeah, I
Jesus,
think, do you know what it is? I think that was the case because even Trent came out in his press conference for the game tonight and he said the players have moved on. We just want to get back playing football. You know what I mean?
This is
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's what
It's
was
a
said.
circus.
But I think when the audio came out, the audio's shocking now, isn't it? Isn't it shocking?
The audio is shocking. It's absolutely shocking. But the game's over. Move on. Keep turning the pages in the book. Keep going.
Well, that's what's going to happen anyway. We had Mike Ashley for 10 years. Some people don't know bad times.
Don't
Hard
know.
times.
Pretty
That's
rough
the
and Old
thing.
Trafford in a minute, Carver.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking lie.
No, Niall Darren like Edge and Christian right now. Did you see them last night? I'm sorry, Adam Copeland was electric last night. Adam Copeland.
No,
You think you know me? Oh, you would have loved it last night. Because if you're
No idea.
hatred for someone going there, you would have enjoyed last night.
No idea.
I'll
Have no
send you
idea
a
who they
clip.
are.
I'll send you a clip. It won't open on your phone. If Lucky evens itself out, Ireland would be qualifying for comps they had no right qualifying for. Wait, that's a bad example. That's a very bad example. I don't know whether I concur with that. There has been a couple of issues and stuff like that, but let's be honest, in recent times we've been god awful. And the dreaded handball by Henry for France against Airy. Yeah, absolutely. Roll it there, Colette. Absolutely. Liverpool think they are on heart here. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, Ted.
Ted, you
Ted.
took that. Ted. You
Ted.
took that south, man. Jesus, Ted.
Good Lord, if Ian Kelly heard you
Oh,
saying that.
God. It's like the fucking 9/11 of pro wrestling. Jesus Christ.
Let's get into these bets. We'll start with our resident ref, will we?
I was going to say, you don't need to start my ones.
No. So our resident ref started, and he gave us a goal scorer bet.
You give me the teams.
It's a mixture.
I'll give you the goals.
No
Scores.
problem. So it's Palace versus Nottingham Forest.
Right, you need to tell me which team.
Palace.
Has to be Eberechi Eze.
Yep, spot on.
Bang, bang.
Now, this is where you're going to have to help me now, because I'm not sure on these ones which one it is. Plymouth versus Swansea.
Okay,
I
Plymouth versus
Swansea, is it? Has to be Swansea, does it?
I would imagine it's probably Swansea. And I'm going to tell you who it's going to be. It's going to be the boy Humphreys.
No.
Low?
No.
Right, hit me.
Jerry Yates.
Where's Jerry these days? Oh, Jerry's a Swansea.
Yeah.
Ex-Blackpool player. That's where he's gone from. Should have known that.
And the third one is Charlton versus Blackpool, and I presume he's going for a Blackpool player.
He must be going for a Blackpool player. There's no chance I'm going for anyone else, I don't think. Charlton versus Blackpool. That's an awful game of football, isn't it? He's going down to League One now. Like that's not even. Well, he
is a Blackpool fan. Remember, he's a Blackpool.
I know,
fan.
but that's not even. Jesus, that's League One. Right, let's see here. I know who he's.
Does your phone even scroll down that far?
I know exactly who he's gone for.
Right, go on, give us.
He's gone for a boy we know quite well. He's gone for Jordan Rhodes.
Yeah, the other son of the American Dream.
He's gone for. I was good with that one. I knew he was going Jordan Rhodes there.
Yeah. So
Jesus, but that's an
Jerry
awful
Yates,
standard of football, isn't it? My God.
35 to 1. It's a lot of work to get a 35 to 1, isn't it, to go down that far? Going into the depths of the
I don't need to. I definitely don't need to go that far in my life. No, yeah, Grant.
Let's say he did a bet builder here for the United game as well.
So United win, both teams to score, and Hoyland anytime.
No, he did Hoyland to be first goal scorer and United to win 2-1. And that gives him 40 to 1.
Does he not know United are winning 4-0?
He does now that he's tuned in.
Marky. 4, baby.
There you go. Ted, don't forget, drop your bets in if you have bets for the weekend. Any lads, if you have your bets in for the weekend, drop them in there and let us know. Right, I have 3 for you.
And you know what I'm going to do, don't you?
What?
I'm going to give you bets with no odds that I've come up with while we're talking.
Cool.
Bang, bang.
Right, so I went for 3 draws here, and it pays 45 to 1. And I went for.
Will I go through them?
Go on. Who do you think I went for?
Burnley.
No.
Well, you've gone Everton anyway.
Yeah.
You've gone Palace Forest.
Yeah.
And you've gone Arsenal City.
No, United Brentford.
Did you not know that's going to be 4-0?
We shall see. I'll be ringing you Saturday or Sunday or whenever it's on.
No, I'll be ringing you. Because if it doesn't rain, it's going to pour.
Yeah, absolutely. Then I went for a straight up result to give me a bit of money back, 20 to 1. although you may or may not agree with this.
20 to 1.
Yeah, it's 20 to 1. Yeah, 4 in it. But you may not agree with this because you've gone against 2 of them anyway. So I have Liverpool to beat Brighton.
Right.
I have Newcastle to beat West Ham. I know you went against that.
Yeah.
Aston Villa to beat Wolves, and Man City to beat Arsenal.
So you've gone 4 aways on Sunday.
4 aways for the whole of Sunday, yeah. 20 to 1. 22 to 1.
That's a stretch for me. Only for me. Only my business. But listen, I think United are going to be Brentford 4-0. So what the fuck do I know?
Interesting. Right. You might be more impressed with my goal scorer bet. 33 to 1 it is, right?
Give me the teams.
So,
just give me the teams.
Well, sure, they're going to be a giveaway then, sure. Newcastle.
Isaac.
Yep. Carvo will be happy with that. Tottenham.
Sonny,
yeah. Liverpool.
Big Mo.
No. Going
Captain Chaos.
Going up against a good defence there in Brighton, so you might need Captain Chaos to do something
Captain
there.
Chaos, yeah.
And I
know your last one. I know.
Go on.
It's Ollie Watkins, baby.
Yeah, Aston Villa. Ollie Watkins, yeah. Am I that predictable these days? Am I?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Well, I mentioned in the preview after being called up for the English squad and all and everything that he's going to be on a high and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
I knew you had him there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a bad bet, 33 to 1.
It's all right.
Decent picks, not too bad at all.
It's okay.
There you go. That's my 3 for the weekend. So if you have that there,
I'll give you 2. Just off the cuff, yeah? Off the cuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a result on both teams to score treble. Yeah? Spurs away from home against Luton. Villa away from home against Wolves.
Yep.
And I'm going to go West Ham at home against Newcastle. They'll be good odds. Villa, West Ham, and Spurs.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then my second one, I'm going to go for a goal scorer bet.
Okay.
And I'm going to go. I'm going to pluck these out of fire now. You ready?
Yeah.
Going to go the big man himself, a Wonyi at Forest. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Mo at Liverpool because Purvis, who usually plays left back for Brighton, is out.
You know, since you started picking up Wonyi, the goals have dried up. It's mad, isn't it?
So I'm going to Wonyi. I'm going Big Mo.
Yeah.
I'm going the big man Haaland and the young pretender Højlund. Højlund, Haaland, Awoniyi and Salah. Wouldn't imagine the odds are amazing, but listen, just roll the dice, keep us interested.
Should be decent. Right, Ted is going to let us guess. We're going to guess. So Luton Spurs.
It has to be a Spurs player, obviously. So he's gone James Maddison.
Okay, we'll see if that's correct. And then he's gone United Brentford. Has to be Højlund, doesn't it? Bruno maybe with a pen.
It should be Højlund, but I think he's going to go Garnacho.
Yeah. Wolves and Villa.
Can only be Ollie Watkins. Has to be Ollie.
Has to be Ollie Watkins, I would think, yeah.
Has to be Ollie Watkins. Ted, come on, give it to me, man.
And Brighton, Liverpool.
Didn't you know the way?
No, he's definitely gone Matoma. He's
absolutely going Evan Ferguson.
I don't know whether he's playing. Is he?
I
seen a thing the other day as well saying that he was injured and out of the internationals, and then I seen him included in the squad.
Yes, no, I don't think he's out.
Yeah,
we did
sing a post the other day though, didn't we? Saying he was out of the internationals.
Hold our horses there now. Let me go and have a look here at Marseille and Brighton lineups. Danny Welbeck played up front.
Give us the list.
Ferguson came off the bench in the 75th minute.
Okay, so he's fit then.
Right.
Yeah. So he went with Son,
Son,
Hoyland,
Hoyland,
Diaby, Ferguson.
Diaby. I got Ferguson, didn't I? It's the only bleeding one I got.
Yeah, we got 1 out of 4. We got 1 out of 4. I did say Hoyland though, didn't I? But I was thinking maybe Bruno with a pen or something like that. So yeah, that's it. Another show
Been a
in the
pleasure.
bag. Another week of Premier League fixtures to either cheer us up or break our hearts.
Break our hearts.
We shall see. Gonna try to
Me
get tickets for this.
My poor wife had to come into the bedroom the other night as I was watching the United game on the telly with the lights turned off and all. She was just like, is this safe? Not really. Probably not a good idea to, spark up a conversation with me right now. Kind of want to pull that telly off the TV and throw it out the window.
I did look after you though. I didn't go in hard on you, and I did look after you, and I did cheer you up.
You did.
So
you did.
That's the point.
You did.
I want that remembered this season when things go arseways for me.
You're a good buddy. You're a good buddy.
Get your money on that, lads. 52-1. Nice.
That's worth a spin.
Interesting. That might be the one that we jump on
Son.
this weekend. Darren doesn't have any Adam Copeland figures. What are you talking about?
I don't buy AW figures. Everybody knows that.
There's not a figure we have in our collection, Ted, that says Adam Copeland on it. I can guarantee
not
that.
One. And never will.
A single one.
And never will.
There you go. Listen, great chat as always on a Thursday evening. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Ted, thanks for jumping on late as well. Really appreciate it. Good crack. Thanks to everyone, Corvo and all that. Roll on the Champions League this year, of course. Let's see what comes out of this weekend of fixtures. And I tell you, I'm just praying that it's not one of those VAR weekends that we just get nice, smooth football, nice, crisp decisions, and let's move on from all this debacle of the last week and stuff like that. Let's get back talking about football.
Can I play it?
Can you play
Can
what?
I play it?
The what?
Can I play it?
Don't show the screen. You show the screen, you'll get us taken down. You can't show the footage.
You hear it? This was magical.
Right,
I enjoyed this so much. You have no idea.
I know.
Remember, we talked about this and about when you don't have a horse in the race. Sometimes it's just nice to enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
But hang on, I think it's about to come on.
Yeah, but we can't play it.
Can't play the music?
No, should it be taken down? The show will be taken down.
They kill everything, don't they?
You can't show footage that even if you talk over it. You have to be very careful. It has to be official stuff in there that comes in as video footage. You can't just whack it up there off your phone. But anyway, pleasure having you on as always. You know that, sure, and we'll be talking back and forth. Sure, see you in the morning. We'll be in the morning.
You will.
Early, of course.
I have a number of boxes in my car for you. A number of boxes.
Nice. Be like
busy.
Christmas.
Was busy. I have some big boxes, man. You know what I might need to do? I might need to call you when I get to the car park and say, come up and help me down with the boxes.
Am I not doing enough work for you? I'm starting to feel like an employee. You'll have me marking out the tennis courts next and cleaning the cabin. Yeah. Well, listen, until next time, folks, we'll be back to you soon. I'll be back tomorrow, I think, or Saturday with a Brighton preview. And of course, you'll get your daily rounds of shorts. And no doubt we'll be talking at some stage over the weekend about the interview with Zlatan and Piers Morgan. For the fun. Piers Morgan.
Who?
No, that Arsenal fan.
That arsehole.
The guy who was trying to solve Tupac's case. There you go. Yeah,
now, don't forget, I'm going to be in the shorts on Saturday evening after the 4-0. I'm going to be like that little ginger fucker who does the Liverpool TikToks. I'm going to be that guy on Saturday afternoon.
I hope when you're saying shorts, you mean shorts as in not shorts drowned in your sorrows.
No. I'm going to be in the shorts like that little ginger lad that does the Liverpool TikToks. And I'm going to jump in there and I'm going to be we are back. I'm going to give it the whole thing. I'll be in my mammy's garage and everything, just like your man. I just won't be a virgin like him, but otherwise,
Do you know the worst thing about it as well? Even if you do it, you can't take any momentum out of it because it's international break. Oh, I burst your bubble there anyway. Until next time, folks, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, drop a like on the video.
What's
and
worse
share
than
the
getting a
content.
win at the other end of the internationals? Having to play internationals. Oh my God, no.
Depends on what
They
team you're
don't do
playing for.
they don't do anything for our mental health, do they? Like, I'm a Man United fan while the club games are on, and then I'm a fucking Ireland fan while the internationals are on. If I'm not in St. John of God's Boy Bleeding next Thursday, I'll be doing well.
Talk to you soon, my friend. Cheers.
Love you.